Today we're going to talk about how to compose functions once you're given other functions. Now, watching this video means that you must have watched my other video, which talks about the basics of functions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So suppose we're given these three functions, and we're told to compose other functions from these functions. Our first function is f of x equals a negative 2x plus 7. Our next function is g of x equals x squared. And our last one is h of x equals x minus 1. So if we're told to compose some functions, let's suppose we're told to compose f of g of x equals, and find out what that equals. So composing functions means that you're combining one or more functions together to come up with an answer. We're going to start with the function that's furthest to the outside. And in this case, is f. And we're going to move from what f of x is to what g of x is to get the answer to the problem they gave us, which is finding the function f of g of x. We start with the outside function, right? So what is f of x? F of x is a negative 2x plus 7. So that becomes the first line of our composition. Now, composing a function means that wherever you have an x, you have to use the next function's value and replace x with it. In this particular case, our next function is g of x. And g of x is shown here to be x squared. So wherever we have an x, we have to change it to x squared. And we do that and just simplify, multiply, and you have your solution. So what if we're told to find the function g of f of x? We're going to do the same thing. Start with the function that's furthest to the outside. In this case, it's g of x equals x squared. So that's how we get this. Now we have to move to the next function, which is f of x. F of x is minus 2x plus 7. Excuse the cricket line. So wherever we have an x here, we have to replace it with our f of x value. And that's what we've done here. That's why you have minus 2x plus 7 in parentheses squared rather than just this x, because we replace the x with the value of the f of x function, which is minus 2x plus 7. Now we need to simplify this. So we write 2x plus 7 down twice because it's squared. So we know we have to multiply it times itself. Make sure when you do that, you multiply every item in the first paragraph times every term in the second paragraph. So minus 2 of x times minus 2 of x gives us 4x squared. Minus 2 of x times the 7 gives us minus 14x. And then we move over to the 7. We multiply that times the negative 2 of x gives us minus 14x. And we have to multiply 7 times 7, which is 49. And then we simply simplify. Let's move to the next example. Sometimes you'll see this, f of x. So you're composing a function with itself. So I wanted to make sure I showed you this so that when you see it, you won't think your teacher made a mistake or the book made a mistake. No, you can really do it. And it's just as easy as the last two examples we showed you. F of x is a minus 2x plus 7. And so we had that as to start with, and then where the x was in this, we had to replace it with minus 2x plus 7. And that's how we end up with this equation that you see at the top. And then we simply multiply a negative 2 times a negative 2x gives us 4x. A negative 2 times 7 gives us a negative 14. And then we have the plus 7 still out here. We have to make sure we don't forget about that. And we simplify, and we get 4x minus 7. So I hope with that you see how easy it is to compose functions. But if you have any other questions or want me to explain it any more than I already have, I don't mind. Just send me an email at the email address that I have posted in the video description. This is Grandma T. I'll see you next time. Take care.